I was a fan of America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. At the time, the coach of the Cowboys was a man by the name of Tom Landry. He was a legend in the area of football, and he became a legendary coach because of the ways that he won games, but also invested in his players and made them men of character and great strength. It was always a dream of mine to one day meet Tom Landry. When I was in seminary, I had the opportunity to be a chaplain at Baylor University Medical Center. While there, I actually had a chance to meet him because he was a patient on one of the floors that I observed. I've told people since then that I wasn't a very good pastor that day. I was actually a super fan. But he was very kind and generous, and the few minutes I spoke with him really made a difference and an impact in my life. Welcome, friends, to the latest installment of Series 66, where today we're going to be talking about the letter of 3 John. 3 John is another short, concise, and quick read. It's only 13 verses long, just like 2 John, and it talks about being faithful in the midst of trial and trouble. It is written this time to an individual whose name is mentioned. It is the leader of the church, but leaders in the church of that particular day were not welcoming John into their midst. But in verse 2 and 3 it says, "Dear friend, I pray that you may enjoy good health and that all may go well with you, even as your soul is getting along well. It gives me great joy when some believers came and testified about your faithfulness to the truth, telling how you continue to walk in it." This verse 3 specifically, talks about the joy that John felt in hearing a good report about someone else. The reason I tell you my story about Tom Landry is because, not just because I want to name drop, but to think about how this is connected to 3 John. Here in 3 John, he is talking about being thrilled to know the person who they're reporting about, but also knowing the connection that he has with those who are doing the reporting. Being connected with one another in a great way, having a connection with someone who's talking about the person, not just a name or a story, but a real connection, a real life connection and reality with that person. And so we think about what is in a name. For John, the name that he was writing to meant something to him. To those who were reporting to him, it also meant something. But what does your name mean? In World War II, the name Hoover became significant in Finland. Herbert Hoover, who was responsible for leading the relief effort of Europe during the war, who later would become president, was crucial in helping to alleviate difficulty, struggle, and strain upon those who were in the battlefields of the war. A new word entered into the Finnish language at that time. In Finland, to hoover means to be kind and to help. So what will your name mean? As researching for this particular devotion, I discovered that there are 18 doctors who are named Doctor. That's right, Doctor. I also came across a person who was named Dr. Surgeon, a dermatologist named Dr. Rash, a psychiatrist who goes by the name Dr. Couch, and an anesthesiologist who's named Dr. Gas. The name Jesus in Hebrew is Yeshua. It's a name that sounds a lot like the Hebrew word for salvation, Yeshua. Friends, there's a lot in a name. 3 John talks about the name of this person he's writing being a person of great faith and great character. What will be said about your name? How is it that you will be a witness for God? Who will report to me and to others how you are living your life? I love to hear stories about how people in the church are making a difference in the world, how people are impacted in a positive way by people called Methodists. I hope and I pray that I will hear those stories again and again about how you are being faithful to God. As always, I encourage you to continue to engage with Scripture, here specifically this week with the 3rd book of John in the New Testament. God bless you.